Ooh, a historic impeachment of Trump. Did you know Trump impeachments have been 50% of all impeachments? Because there's only been 4 impeachments, including these two. So Nancy Pelosi's done 50% of all impeachments. Okay, right now, we are just only a few weeks into the presidency of Joe Biden. And, I gotta say, I'm having a hard time. I mean, I miss Trump. The entire media does. Left, right, center, racist. But you don't know what it's like. Even on a slow news day like there's been a lot of, it's like every other day for me, God. I could just find some media outrage about Trump. I depended on him, and now I have this. And you know what the worst part is? I don't even have. Trump doesn't have Twitter. I mean, that's like half of my content just wiped out. I mean, in a post Trump world, literally every major news source has ratings that are down. And sure, we've tried to find outrage replacements, like how Joe Biden wore a Rolex at his inauguration. That's just not as good as Trump. You can't beat him. Where are the kids in cages? Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, they're now calling overflow facilities. Okay. Boring. I mean, I could go into depth why this is, you know, overflow facilities. Oh, wow, I could go into depth, but what's the point? Who's gonna watch it? Oh, you? Oh, you're a straw man. Well, okay. Proves my point. Boring in the post-Trump world. What's there to cover? Important news subjects? And the media's like a circus. And people don't want to see a real circus. They want to see an interesting circus. Now, luckily, I have a replacement. Would you like to know what it is? Congress. And what does a circus do? Well, they put on a good show. Like, like this Watch Live opening arguments begin in Trump impeachment trial. I mean, Congress is like the movie industry. Bankrupt and then just make sequels after sequels. And we eat them up. So, bring on impeachment 2. The the impeaching. Now, did I look at, best movies of all time and, look at The Shining and think of the impeaching? Yeah. Sue me. And here is Chuck Schumer.
All parties have agreed to a structure that will ensure a fair and honest Senate impeachment trial of the former president. Each side will have ample time to make their arguments. 16 hours over 2 days for the House managers.
Okay, let's continue.
If managers decide they want witnesses, there will be a vote on that, which is the option they requested in regard to witnesses.
Because we just gotta go make this as long as possible. I mean, it really helps for me. So, glue them in their seats. No. Physically glue them in their seats. Gorilla glue. I need the watch time. And of course, Trump's lawyers have called the impeaching political theater. And they say that if it's like a bad thing or something, I mean, hey, what do you think I run on? It's not facts or objective opinions or research. No, I just do political theater. Dumb. And this Trump guy really knows how to put on a show. I mean, he said he was pleased with the bipartisan agreement on the trial structure, and he says it's an unconstitutional impeachment trial. I can't do Trump, but can a Senate impeach a president who isn't president? That was the first big question. And turns out they can, because the Senate voted they can. And, well, the trial memo, the articles of impeachment presented it by the House is unconstitutional for a variety of reasons, any which alone would be grounds for immediate dismissal. Yeah, they're acting like flaws are a bad thing. I mean, once this thing doesn't work, I can always go say, here's a bunch of reasons. And if it does, I can just ignore it. Idiots. It's almost like they want truth and justice. And here's Jamie Raskin's argument against that statement.
Is that if you commit an impeachable offense in your last few weeks in office, you do it with constitutional impunity. You get away with it. In other words, conduct that would be a high crime and misdemeanor in your first year as president, and your second year as president, and your third year as president, and for the vast majority of your fourth year as president, you can suddenly do in your last few weeks in office without facing any constitutional accountability at all. This would create a brand new January exception to the Constitution of the United States of America. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want. Then I can go criticize certain people for abusing this. Come on. That's what I want. I need more content. But even that, we must be able to kick a president out of office when they're out of office. I mean, just makes sense. Common sense, guys. Trump, Donald something Trump, is being accused of inciting insurrection, and that's a very interesting claim. And a statement on Twitter by the House Judiciary Democrats. The facts are compelling, the evidence is overwhelming. After months of spreading his big lie that he won in a landslide victory in 2020 election, leading up on January 6, 2021, President Trump summoned and assembled and incited a violent mob that attacked the Capitol. Ooh, okay. And Trump responded by getting banned. Oops. Yeah, it also wasn't for any tweet. So yeah. I could have made like an entire month out of that one tweet. But anyways, the Senate voted, the impeachment's constitutional, whatever. That's great news for me. I mean, I'll have tons of content. And I'll have tons of things to write about, like why Trump's impeachment lawyer covered his head while sipping water. Yeah, I mean, it's a boring article, but you still click on it. I mean, I did. And while they have enough votes to go with the trial, they probably won't impeach Trump because 17 Republicans. But I get to go make impeachment videos. Content! And this is why I need to go get anonymous sources, which are just, pitch turn down me, to say that Trump is something or something like that, and it will all be anonymous, don't worry. And like this one by CNN, Trump is unhappy with his impeachment attorney's performance, sources say. What's that? Oh, substantive coverage? When has the media ever done that? People don't want to watch that. They want to know Trump impeachment trial 6 most interesting first day moments. First day had both drama and substance. Thanks, Fox News. And here's something full of drama. Jamie Raskin played a little clip at the beginning. Ready?
Stop the steal.
Today I will lay out just some of the evidence proving that we won this election, and we won it by a landslide. This was not a close election. And you can't vote on fraud. And fraud breaks up everything, doesn't it? When you catch somebody in a fraud, you're allowed to go by very different rules.
So, yeah. It was shocking. Until you read the other side's defense. So, yeah. It's important to read the speech in its entirety because the House managers played shamefully fast and loose with the truth as they cherry-picked its content. And, yeah, it's kind of true.
You have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order.
Probably because Twitter
Yeah. The reason is because Twitter deleted it. It's also true they didn't show clips like this. Let me set the scene. People are booing and screaming, "Don't break the window." And somebody says, "Stop this." Come on, that doesn't get ratings. Objective reporting. Ugh, disgusting. And that's why most people have never actually seen that clip. But can the trial prove that Trump incited violence? Probably not. Reason explains. No, not me. Reason. It's a news organization. Pretty good. Why the First Amendment? And according to one law professor, a friend asked me whether Trump's speech yesterday could be punished as criminal incitements of the appalling Capitol riot. I at least read what Trump is saying under the Bradbury v. Ohio. Even advocacy of the use of force or law violation can't be punished unless it is directly calling for violence. Quote from the article, the court was well aware that the right of supporting speech in many movements, left, right, or otherwise, that merely moves the majority of the political action also may lead the minority of the movement to rioting or worse. Deliberately created speech is protective test that was very hard to satisfy. Which is good, because I looked at some other people's Twitter profiles. Like when Congresswoman Maxine Waters says, "I threaten Trump supporters all the time." Or when AOC says, the whole point of people protesting is to make people uncomfortable. Activism takes discomfort with the status quo, and advocates for concrete policy changes support often starts small and grows. And another thing that challenges this is that new evidence has emerged that this was pre-planned without Trump. But the Washington Post says the argument has never been that Trump's comments January 6th in a vacuum incident what happened. Okay, let me explain. It's not January 6th, it's Trump's reckless comments, which are protected under freedom of speech. Oh. And Trump lawyers say it didn't involve an investigation. Of the 170 footnotes in the House Manager's Trial Memorandum, there were only three, count them, 2 affidavits of 4 law enforcement officers, and they were merely referenced to support descriptions of what rioters were wearing, weapons that were found, and the rest purported facts relied upon constitutionally charged prosecutors came from hearsay through the media. What's wrong with hearsay? Are you saying I'm not an objective reporter? Well, yeah, if I was, I'd be doing objectiveness. That doesn't get views. Think. I mean, should there be any more investigation than those Trump supporters are domestic terrorists? No. And yet, Trump's defense makes the idiotic claim that media and reporters' opinions are not facts. Most assured are not facts that should be basis for insulting the grave power of impeachment. Bill, no, it should. Come on, the media needs all power over the country. Come on, get this right. And I'm not here to give you facts, I'm here to make content and keep Donald Trump in the news. And what would I be here for? Oh, you founded this channel for objective reasoning with a little bit of politics. And maybe even some music. Screw that guy. And I give up. I'm getting on the impeachment trial gravy train. But the best thing about most political circuses, the show never ends. Endless content. But now that Trump's gone, the show, had an electrical problem and burnt down. End of video, bye.